Hey guys, today I just want to talk about the similarities between Arlecchino and Yoimiya. I think they've got fairly similar kits. I guess she also has a little part of Huta's kit as well, being a polearm user and well, she can heal with the ult. But also how strong her constellations are as well, and sort of how future-proof of a character she's going to be. Um, so first starting off with the comparisons between the two characters. Obviously, they're both normal attackers. That's where like a majority of their damage comes from. They're very good in Vape, Overload, Monopyro teams. So they sort of fit in the same niches, just sort of how their kits work. Both of their E's also provide them with their infusion. I guess the only quota with Arlecchino is that she just has to make sure that she can hit an enemy and then claim um, the blood debt, whether it's a directive or a blood debt due. And then obviously both of their ults aren't really used that much. I guess with Arlecchino, it's a little bit different since she can't heal herself because of her passive. She has to heal through her ultimate instead. And also her ult can also be used to, reset the cooldown of her E. And since her E generates a lot of energy particles, let's say if you're using her in a team with Bennett for, um, like you're using her with Bennett, you can use her ultimate to reset her E cooldown, so you can funnel more particles to Bennett. So for example, you can do the E Q combo and then E again, so you can get about what I think 10 pyro particles roughly for Bennett. Um, so yeah, I think she's got a very good base kit. Her passives, they're very catered towards her, so making sure she gets quite a lot of Bond of Life, and also her A4 gives her a lot of elemental resistance. Yoimiya, on the other hand, I mean, they're both in the same boat. They're very weak in the sense that they can't tank much. Arlecchino just has the little added bonus where she can actually have some physical resistance and elemental resistance. Um, but that's pretty much where the similarities end. Back when Yoimiya sort of came out, she wasn't well received due to just sort of how her kit worked. So Yoimiya, she's a very single target focused character, just sort of how her, attacks work. But also, if you just sort of watch how she's moving, she moves backwards when she's attacking. Arlecchino is a sort of, you know, good fix for this, I'd say. Um, During her combo, she actually just moves towards the enemy instead. And especially with her E, when you're targeting someone, it will just, she'll basically just teleport towards them. So yeah, I think she's weirdly kind of ranged, but also she closes that gap if there is any between her and the enemy. Um, and looking sort of towards her constellations and comparing them to Yoimiya, um, yeah, her constellations are a bit broken. So her C1, increases the bonus damage that she gets from her normal attack by 100, and then she also gets she basically just gets infinite poise. She just doesn't move when she gets attacked, so she gets really good interaction resistance. C2 is a bit of extra damage bonus, not damage bonus, but extra damage that she gets. But also she gets an additional 20% elemental and physical res. So these two constellations paired up. I haven't tried it myself, but I'm pretty sure she won't really need a shielder at that point, just because of how tanky she'll become. Her C3, I think, is definitely up there for one of her best early constellations. I mean, if you can call it early. Um, just because of the way it functions and how Arlecchino's kit is made. Her damage bonus is inside of her normal attack. So not only does she have her normal attack scalings in here, but also the damage bonus that she gets as well. So when this +3 bonus comes through, it will increase the damage bonus she gets and the scalings, which is like crazy to think about because if you've got a character, for example, like Yoimiya, you know, it only increases this little damage bonus she gets and doesn't increase any of this. Same thing with characters like Hu Tao as well. Her C3 only affects her E, so she only gets a little bit more attack. I guess another similar character would be Wanderer as well. So I guess it's C5. You know, just increases this little damage bonus he gets. But Arlecchino, I think she's a really good solution to sort of how these kits are designed, and hopefully, you know, Hoiver sort of takes a step forward with that, making sure that all the damage bonuses are sort of in one area. So you know, if people are going to pull for constellations, then it makes it a lot more beneficial. C4 isn't too crazy, just reduces the cooldown of her ultimate by 2, and she gets 15 elemental energy refunded as well. And her C6 is, I mean, it's a C6, so she just does a bunch more damage with her ultimate, and then she also gets an extra 10% crit rate and 70% crit damage on her normal attack and ultimate as well. It's really similar to sort of how